Samira, or Sam for short, is a terminally ill cancer patient living in a treatment facility with her fellow residents. She has a special talent for poetry and often shares her verses with her friends, compiling them into a book. Sam manages to persuade her caregiver and nurse Ruben to take her out to get her favorite pizza. Ruben agrees to buy it for her when he and a group from the facility plan a trip to see a play in the city. Sam has a pet cat named Frodo, who she takes everywhere. Because of her illness, she relies on medical patches to deliver nutrients to her body. They all travel to Manhattan by bus to attend the theater performance. After the play, Ruben receives urgent news about dangerous events happening in the city, and he needs to get everyone back quickly. Sam argues with Ruben about not getting the pizza, but soon after, as she waits on the bus, she witnesses meteors crashing down. One of them causes a massive explosion, shrouding everything in fog, and alien-like creatures begin attacking and terrifyingly killing people. As chaos ensues, Sam, amidst a crowd of panicking people on the street, sees one of the creatures hurl cars, causing another explosion. She loses consciousness in the aftermath. When Sam regains consciousness, a man named Henry covers her mouth and warns her to stay silent, as the terrifying creatures are extremely sensitive to sound and will hunt down and devour anyone who makes a noise. Sam soon discovers that another part of the large conference hall is filled with people who are hiding from the invaders. She reunites with her caregiver, Ruben, and thanks him for saving her cat, Frodo. Driven by the loud noises from the city, Sam climbs to the rooftop of the building. To her shock, she sees the city has turned into a war zone, with explosions and fires everywhere. It looks as though New York has become a city under siege. The invaders begin attacking around the building, and Henry, the group's leader, urges everyone to stay calm, find shelter, and remain silent. Sam realizes that her cat is right behind a door where the invaders are. She and Ruben attempt to get Frodo away from there, but suddenly the bell on Frodo's collar jingles, attracting the invaders who break through the door. Just as one of them is about to attack Ruben, a passing helicopter distracts the creature, and it moves away. For a moment, Sam and Ruben talk, but then Ruben notices the power flickering due to the invaders' attack. The building's generator automatically kicks in with a loud hum. Ruben decides to check it out with his flashlight, hoping to turn it off. Unfortunately, in the darkness, one of the invaders attacks and kills Ruben right in front of Sam, leaving her helpless and horrified. Sam steps out and finds herself face to face with the war-torn city of New York. Suddenly, she hears the sounds of approaching attackers, forcing her to run and take cover in an alley. Meanwhile, Sam's cat, who is extremely hungry, spots a mouse on the street and gives chase. As Cat following the mouse, a man emerges from a waterlogged area. His name is Eric, and it seems he has managed to survive in this chaotic, post-apocalyptic environment. In the next scene, Sam discovers a can of cat food. With a mix of anxiety and fear, she opens it and feeds Frodo, her cat. Behind Sam, a large structure looms, with water cascading down like a waterfall. The sound of the water masks other noises, keeping the attackers unaware of their presence. Meanwhile, two children, a boy and a little girl, watch Sam quietly. Sam approaches them to make contact, but the sound of an incoming wave of attackers forces them to flee. Government helicopters broadcast warnings, urging everyone to board the boats because the attackers can't swim and will perish if they fall in the water. Sam and the kids take refuge in a basement until the attackers pass. Afterwards, Sam parts ways with the children and continues on his own. Suddenly, a well-dressed man in a suit begins following him. He must be Eric. As a gentle rain falls, Sam notices the man's presence. She turns and asks, "What's your name?" "Don't worry, you can talk. The rain will drown out our voices so the attackers won't hear us." The man replies, "I'm Eric, and I don't want to die here. Please help me." Sam responds, "The water flows that way. You need to head towards the boats and ships. It's the only way to survive." However, Eric insists on staying with Sam. Sam then takes him to her home and tells Eric to break the door to take shelter there. Once inside, Eric discovers that Sam is a poet and finds his book of poetry, which he enjoys. Sam asks Eric if he has any family, and Eric replies, "My family lives in Kent, England. I came to New York for my studies. I was a law student." Sam advises, "You should go with the boats to save your life. You won't survive here." Sam mentions she wants to grab a pizza from Harlem, which surprises Eric. He wonders why pizza is so important to Sam in this post-apocalyptic world. Sam explains she believes she can have her last pizza before she dies. Moved by this, Eric offers to help her. Together they read Sam's poetry, then shout out in unison, releasing their grief and pain. The next morning, with the intention of leaving Eric, Sam quietly heads out early to continue her journey. To her surprise, Eric is once again following her, seemingly unable to part from Sam. They encounter attackers in the city again and head to a shopping center. Unfortunately, the door is jammed by a bag. Eric tries to unjam the door but fails. Before the attackers can reach them, they make a quick escape, with Eric breaking a car window to distract their pursuers. They find their way into a subway, continuing through the darkness with a flashlight. But one of the attackers silently follows them down the stairs and confronts them. With no other choice, they plunge into the water, noticing one of the attackers above. As they swim, the attacker gets closer, but suddenly falls into the water. Since the attacker is weak in water and can't swim, it poses no threat and dies there. Afterwards, Sam and Eric emerge from the water and find themselves in a church. Sam's condition worsens, and she desperately needs medicine. Eric asks for the name of the medication, and Sam writes it down and hands it to him. Eric steps into the city, determined to find the medicine Sam needs, searching everywhere, especially in pharmacies. Suddenly, he spots Sam's cat following him, and he decides to bring the cat along. As Eric continues his search, he enters an area engulfed in flames, with the sound of attackers echoing around. He finds a corner to hide in, but notices the cat has climbed onto a high steel beam. Carefully, Eric climbs up to rescue the cat. Just then, one of the attackers spots him, but Eric stays completely still and silent until the threat passes. Successfully, he rescues the cat. Eric returns to Sam, having found the special adhesive needed for Sam's treatment. He applies it, helping Sam recover. The next day, with Sam feeling better, they finally locate the pizza shop, only to find it burned down, leaving nothing behind. Disheartened, Sam sits in a corner, and Eric, wanting to comfort him, embraces Sam, sharing in her sorrow. However, Eric has a surprise up his sleeve. He asks Sam to wait at a bar, and later surprises her with a large pizza box. Overjoyed, they dance together, letting the music sweep them away, forgetting their troubles for a moment to savor the joy. Standing on a building terrace, Sam gifts Eric his yellow knitted coat as a memento. Suddenly, they spot a large ship passing by on the water, packed with people and survivors. Sam realizes it's their best chance for escape and urges Eric to seize the opportunity. But when they reach the area, they find it swarming with attackers and too dangerous to approach. Taking cover behind a car, Sam confides in Eric that life holds no meaning for her anymore, as her cancer will soon take its toll. She entrusts Frodo, her cat, to Eric, telling him, "I'll buy you some time. I'll distract them with noise, and you make your way to the dock. Just jump in the water and swim to safety." Sam then starts banging on car hoods, creating enough distraction for the attackers to pursue the noise. In the final moments before the attackers close in, Eric manages to escape, diving into the water and reaching the ship, bidding a heartfelt farewell to Sam. Eventually, Eric finds salvation aboard the ship, and Henry saves him. The scene shifts to Sam in his demolished home, reminiscing over childhood photos. Meanwhile, Eric reads Sam's letter, where Sam asks him to care for Frodo and warns not to overfeed him, as the cat is already too chubby. In the film's final scene, Sam fearlessly strolls through the post-apocalyptic streets of New York, listening to music on his earbuds. Suddenly, he cranks up the volume, removes the earbuds, and as attackers close in behind him, the screen fades out. It's implied that this is how Sam chooses to end his journey.